Hello, Taurus. We will be doing your 2022 love forecast, and we'll go ahead and get 3 cards, check, and see what you can expect in the new year when it comes to love. The King of Pentacles, okay? Confirmation, it's an earth sign reading. Okay, the High Priestess in reverse. One more card. And we have the Judgment, okay? And at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. All right. Now, what is the lesson, the focus, the concentration of your love life in 2022? Let's get a card. Okay, oops. So we've got regret, which we'll go into later. We'll go into that more later. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clarify the cards. We'll start with the King of Pentacles, which, of course, as we all know, is an earth sign energy. King of Pentacles is all about stability, creating a sound foundation, focused on wealth, abundance, safety, security. Okay, well, with the King of Pentacles, it's kind of telling me that you see, in 2022, I feel like you're that, abundant and money-focused side of yourself is going to be okay. You will not be experiencing many problems. If ever there are any, very minimal. Nothing that you can't handle. I'm seeing that you will probably feel very secure when it comes to your finances and overall general abundance. I do see you, though, more focused on that aspect of happiness. It feels like that is all, that part of you of being practical, organized, being, okay with your money, your finances, career, possibly, all good. But you're in your head, you're very stressed out, you're very worried about that aspect where it feels like you are single and you're seeking that happiness, that possibly even a family, possibly even kids. And I think that's why we got loneliness here, because that is going to be the focus for 2022, where you're tired of being alone, you're tired of being single, you're tired of being self-sufficient, independent. You want this. You want that happily ever after with someone and possibly even children. So let's see what the High Priestess is about. That's Virgo energy, so still earth there. Okay. Well, it looks like there is something that might be revealed, or there's something that's being hidden from you now that you just don't see, or maybe not allowed to see. Okay. Wow, this card keeps coming up. Okay, with the High Priestess in reverse, to me this talks about not listening to your intuition, not listening to what you know to be true. And there is something that's being hidden from you here. You may be dealing with a Pisces, possibly. There's something that you can't see at the moment, and it has a lot to do with your wish fulfillment or your happiness, right? It feels like your intuition is telling you to just go for a brand new beginning, something totally new, something you don't know what's going to happen. You're going to jump off that cliff. You don't know where you're going to land. You don't know where you're going. It's like you're being guided to do that if you want this happiness, this wish fulfillment. Because, I don't know, there's this feeling of keeping yourself away from Others possibly are keeping yourself away from the chances that could actually bring you this fulfillment. And because you're keeping yourself away from everything, that's why you can't see that there is a possibility for this happiness. You're being asked to go out there, explore, take chances, take risks. But it feels like either you don't want to do that, or you're just, you're not listening to your intuition. So there is happiness literally in the cards for you, but you seem very hesitant to make any kind of risk or change at the moment. So let's see what Judgment is about. Okay. Ooh, lots of cards here. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Might also be dealing with the Virgo, or you might have Virgo in your chart. With the Judgment card, I'm kind of getting that there are realizations that need to be made here. Maybe you are learning a lesson. Maybe you're in some kind of, I don't know, karmic cycle loop here. With the Justice in reverse, it kind of tells me there's something going on in your life that hasn't been set right. That either you haven't set right or someone hasn't set right. But as you know, we only have control of ourselves. So there's something in your life that you need to, fix, to kind of put things in place so that everything works out for you. It feels like this is something that you've been dealing with. Maybe this is someone from your past. Maybe this is a childhood situation. Maybe this is pertaining to, there's just a lot of nostalgia here. And I think that's what holds you back possibly. You're trying to balance a situation that's just, there's no hope for it to be successful. There's no hope for it to at least be the success that you want it to be. And at this point, it feels like you have to start doing the right thing is what I'm getting here. So it's a little bit of a somber 2022. I feel that, because this is a general forecast, I feel that for the next year, you are going to be dealing with this in general, working through this happiness that you want, the sadness, working through trying to, I don't know, go out there more, expose yourself more, getting out of the current stagnancy that you seem to be in. It's like you're living your life day in, day out, doing the same thing, and there's no hope for you to get any kind of new opportunity in that kind of setting. And there is something that in 2022 you're going to be called to make right. And I'm sorry to say, I feel like if you don't put attention towards this, you are going to be stuck in that loop, in that karmic cycle for another year, for I don't know how many more years, until you realize there's something that you need to change. And that possibility for happiness is very much attainable. So let's go do some card guidance. It does seem to me that your focus is really on love. You would really like to be in a loving connection. You're ready to give love, but you would also like to receive love. And it feels like you've been very withdrawn, possibly always to yourself. Just that energy of keeping to yourself, maybe doing a lot of thinking as as you stay by yourself or alone. Again, with that Justice. There is a connection in your life that needs some kind of justice, and it could be different for everyone, but whatever it is, and you would know what that is. What is something in your connection that's keeping you stuck, keeping you going through the same pain, through the same difficulty, the same challenges, the same sadness? That is what you need to fix. That's what you actually need to put attention towards so that you could go, towards something new. You are always feeling alone and lonely and sad and feeling abandoned. And in 2022, that will continue to happen unless you address it. Unless you address the negativity and toxicity in your life that creates this for you. And it will be difficult. And as I say that, it will be difficult because you're going to need a lot of inner strength. It's not going to be easy. It's actually going to take a very long time for you to overcome this. And that's understandable. With that Six of Cups card, I kind of get the feeling that whatever you're dealing with is something that you have been either in or been, dealing with or have known for a very long time. And those kinds of things take time to get through. Look at that as I say that. Wow. There is somebody that you have possibly been with. This is fire energy, so you could also be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag, that you have a lot of memories with. This is what is keeping you stuck, the nostalgia of it all. But this person, this king, is in reverse, telling me that there's something wrong about this connection. It's not the good kind of nostalgia. It feels like it's the kind that keeps you stuck, not really having that forward movement, that positive outlook, that happiness that you seek. And I feel like you don't have the ability to speak up. Your words feel very stuck for some reason. Your words feel very, you feel trapped, like you cannot say what you really want to say, is what I'm getting here. And that happiness that you've been longing for, you feel like it is so impossible to achieve. You feel like you will never get to the end of that road where you will finally say, I'm happy. And this is guidance for 2022. These are the energies, the experiences, the thought processes that you'll be going through in the new year. And it feels to me that this is what you have already gone through this past year, maybe even years before that. And that's why I say, unless you address what needs to be addressed, that big elephant in the room, you are going to continue to keep being in this cycle, right? And it says regret. This is your, concentration. I know that I cannot change the past. And that talks a lot about how, especially for you, I get that nostalgic feeling is a big part of it. We put in time and effort into situations and people, and it's hard for us to let go because we think of that and we think, but I already did all this work, but I already put in all this time. But when it's no longer good for us, when it's no longer beneficial to us, it's time to let go. And it's also time to let go of that regret, time to let go of that thinking that you wasted a lot of time. That wasn't time wasted, that was time experienced, that was time lived in the way that you chose to live it. Now, just because it's not something that should continue to be in your life means that it was anything wasted, it was any kind of effort wasted. It adds to your experiences. It adds to that bag of wrongs, rights, goods, bads, and we just have to carry it and take it with us. It doesn't mean that we have to stay there, right? I kind of get the feeling that a big part of you choosing to stay in this cycle is that you fear loneliness. You do not like, the idea of being alone. You would rather be stuck in a situation, in an unhappy situation, rather than be alone. But, the biggest lesson in life that each person can learn is how to be happy on their own. And that is so cliche, I know. I used to think the same thing. But when you can truly be happy on your own, when you don't need anyone else, and that's not living your life day in, day out, being able to be alone in that sense. Being alone truly in your mind and in your heart, not needing any kind of validation, not needing any kind of reciprocation from anyone when it comes to love, when it comes to any of those things. That is the true essence of being able to be happy on your own. Because you can find all of that within yourself. You can make yourself happy. You can give yourself validation. And this is going to be a big lesson for you, Taurus, in the new year. This is what you are going to need to overcome, right? Oh, look, there's a small ant. Okay, so I'd like to think that was a good sign. Taurus, I wish you all the best in 2022 in your love life, and I hope this gave you some clarity and guidance.